Hi, friends of Ethnic Community. We are back with another episode of In Conversation With, and we're here with none other than Philipp Jung, an iconic DJ, record producer, and member of M.A.N.D.Y. Hi, Philipp.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you feeling today? Not just as a DJ or producer, but as a person. What's going on?
At peace. I'm good. I'm just here for one gig, and then nowadays I stay. Before it was always like 3 gigs a weekend, and now it's like 1 gig a month, and then I stay for a week and enjoy the surroundings and friends, and I have more time, so I'm much more at peace than I was in my career when it was at its peak. Yeah.
Sounds a little bit more relaxed, like you have more time to enjoy and not just be rushing off to the next place.
Yeah, and as well, like preparation-wise as well, I'm more excited for the gigs, and so I prepare, I think, better and longer and more intense, so I like it. So I'm good.
So what was the last song that made you stop and just listen? Can you tell me about how it made you feel?
Like in terms of a demo, maybe it was Maxi de Grassi, Curinova. It's just a release we just did. It's one of these demos that you get and you immediately get into a vibe, which is very special and beautiful. And it's defined like as well for me the label sound I have in mind, and it was just was really nice. And otherwise, I was just in Colima, like in 159, there where the music, like this gallery is, and the little cafe, and they played this Meridian Brothers, like a super twisted Latin song, like so crazy that I thought like usually everyone should leave or has to leave because it's so challenging. But it's something with UFO, but from Meridian Brothers, like a very spacey Latin music. It was really nice. I like the twisted stuff. Yeah.
A unique vibe.
Unique vibe, and I'm really bored by my own playlist at the moment. I'm like to the point that I'm embarrassed in front of myself. So and it was really nice to listen to something again that was so twisted and special.
Something new you can add to your playlist and
For sure.
mix it up. Okay, so let's talk about roots and legacy. So M.A.N.D.Y was a really big deal in the global scene. Yeah. So if you had to pick one word to sum up that time of your life.
A roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the time when we started, it was not like a choice. It's not like you wanted to become like a DJ and that's my profession. It was just more hobby. And then you became a DJ, and then like people came to the show, and then you were a DJ. But it was not like as today, like a proper profession, where you go like to a DJ school or something. So and you're not prepared for what's coming. That's the reason why I say roller coaster, with all like success and craziness and after parties and like taking yourself too seriously, and it was lots of ups and downs. Yeah.
So it was a hobby that turned into a career for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So when was the first time that you realized that music could change your life, and what did you do when you realized that?
I mean, it was always a part of my life. Although my parents never like, they're not big into music, but was always my, don't even say escape, because I didn't need to escape. I don't come from a bad environment or whatever, but it was always there. And I remember my first 7 vinyl albums I bought from my cousin. It was like AC/DC when I was 7, so it was, I don't know what motivated me, but it was always in my life. I can't think of a singular like moment. It was always what drove me, like it was always my passion, and it was always something that I needed. I can't even imagine like a time without music, it was always there.
So how much did being relevant in the music scene matter to you back in the day, and how has your opinion of that changed over time?
It was very important, like that's like, although I never had the real urge to become famous, but when you start and you taste the little bit you get recognized and all this, so like it becomes it's a little bit like poison as well, like it spreads. And although I would say it's not completely integrated in my personality, but still it's something that changes you a little bit, you know, like then that you like look more for the perception in the outside world and how you're seen, how your productions are seen. And so I think, and that's the reason why I stopped as well at some point, because I didn't want that, you know. It's because it falsifies a little bit your way and your past, you know, because you look more on the outside than what is actually important, you know. So now it's not important at all, you know. It's the past, and it was a nice journey, but it's nothing that I need in my life, and under no circumstance. Yeah.
So you feel like the intrinsic motivation is more important to you?
I think so, because you get sidetracked, you know, like it really, like there's, I mean, very honestly, there's not one DJ getting better with success, you know, like, and I include myself as well, you know, like there's no one I know that became better with more success, more recognition, and whatever. Like you know, like as well, like for, at least if I look at ourselves, you know, you repeat yourself and you don't take risks anymore in the same way, because you don't want to like push away your like core audience, and yeah, you know, so yeah, it becomes a bit dull, to be honest, you know, like, and so I don't, you know, I have respect for every DJ and like who made it, but for me, it's just, it didn't work anymore.
You get bored and you need to mix it up, and yeah.
Yeah, and to keep it fresh and excited again, you know, like that's the thing. It becomes like a job, you know, and I didn't start it to become my job, you know. I started because it's a passion, and I love music over, yeah, like above everything. And so, and I had to get back to that.
All right, so let's talk about stages and projects. So when did you guys decide it was time to kick off the Get Physical music?
I mean, like we were already like past 30, because we send out our demos like everywhere, like, and we only got rejected everywhere. We kept on going. All our friends said, you're crazy to continue this music journey, and we didn't care about like what other people said, you know. And then there was the point with Shade and DJT where we said, let's do it ourselves. And we went to every distribution company and like did our test pressing vinyl and presented it. And yeah, just we got rejected pretty much nonstop. And one took the chance on us, and then it became an immediate hit, kind of, you know, like with Tong supporting us from the start, and with the UK support, BBC One, it was a fast track, you know. So yeah. So it was, but it was a lot of rejection before it actually happened, you know. And that's, I think, what you have to do. It doesn't matter what other people say, you know. If you believe in your art, then you just do it, and eventually you become successful. Eventually not.
So many successful people have been rejected in the beginning.
Exactly, yeah.
They just they don't care. So, how has your label's vision changed from the start to now?
I would say it's a little bit the same what I said before. You know, at that time, it's just a passion project, like with friends, and just sit down and you want to spend time together. We were in the studio like 7 days a week, you know, just listening to every like sound, every vinyl that there was out there. And nowadays it's more, of course, a business. You know, there are 5 people in the office back in Berlin, and you know, so you have to mix it up. You have to like find ways of still being truthful to yourself, but as well like having enough output that matters, that you can support your team, you know, because it's the nicest thing. You know, we do the label since 2002, so that's a long time, and we're still there, you know, like, and obviously you're not always talk of the town anymore after so long, you know, but you always have your periods of the ups and the highs, and at the moment I think we have a good run again, and it's still super exciting.
So we're talking about your label's vision. What challenges and lessons have shaped that journey, and how do you keep it strong for so long?
You know, the first 10 years we were super successful and we made a lot of money, but we never paid out because we were just like DJs traveling like the whole time, not taking care of the business. We had 15 employees and just, you know, like gave stuff for free the whole time. And so, and when Shade and DJT left, I took on like a guy on board, which was the marketing manager of Virgin, you know, like, and with an economic background. And it's since then the label is more streamlined, you know, like, and not, we don't do vinyl of every release or like all this like only artist driven stuff. So now, you know, it is nowadays, if you want to survive, you have to run it like a business as well. It's not only the, I mean, I'm a little bit up in the air in the clouds, and always, you know, like maybe a little bit too artistic for what is actually should be possible. And so yeah, it's just nowadays with like the times are changing so fast that, you know, with first vinyl, then CDs, then like downloads, now only streaming, and it's like and goes faster and faster. So you always have to adapt, and like with the team that we have in Berlin, it's nice, you know, it keeps me on the tip of my toes as well, and it's just a very different business, you know, like before, like in the vinyl world, it was like the you know, it didn't matter like how long the intro is, for instance. But now on Spotify, because of the algorithms, you know, like if it's the algorithm counts the first 30 seconds, if you skip, then, you know, like you're lowered in the playlist game. So, you know, your A&Ring changes as well, the edits, like how you present the music, it's different. But in a way, you can complain, but on the other hand, you just adapt, you know, like in life in general, you know.
Yeah, yeah, as much as you do something for hobby or passion, you have to keep your mind on the business side of it also.
Yeah.
So Kindish seems to have more of an introspective sort of vibe. So how did that come about, and what inspired it?
Yeah, it was always when I mean, it's called Kindish, which means childish, because we couldn't agree on a name. So, and then we said, oh, well, that's really childish. And so we just called it like the German name Kindish. And it's kind of the label where, you know, you can experiment a bit more, where it's more like the B-sides, but they're really important at special occasions. So we just wanted to keep it a bit more, like not low profile, you know, but like more niche always, you know, and we don't aim for the big A-sides that we have at Get Physical. So, and it's still fun, you know, like it's still, we just, at the moment, we're doing a couple of reissues from our best tracks, you know, from Cora and from Oceanes Orientales or from Jay Hayes. And so, you know, it's still fun, but it's a very, like, we're not pushing that label. Like, I mean, we take it serious, but we're not trying to aim to the same level like as Get Physical, you know, like it's more for those who know, more for the connoisseur.
Can you tell me about something from your M.A.N.D.Y days that you chose to let go of, and how that time has influenced your current work?
I don't miss the M.A.N.D.Y days. I don't miss this every weekend, like going to 500 different places at all. And but it still, of course, it shaped me, you know, like it gave me a wonderful journey, and getting to know all these people and countries and clubs and special moments. But it was getting too much, you know, like it's like a Polaroid, you know, it gets overwritten immediately. So like it becomes like 10 years as one blurry memory. So I know what I don't want anymore, that's for sure. But I appreciate really the time that I had, but it was really enough.
So Philipp Jung is a name with a lot of meaning. So is that, for you, is that about evolving, making a statement, or moving on from the past? What's your take?
I mean, my last name is Jung, so I will be forever Jung, you know, like, and Jung means young. So in our game, it's all about being young, and like always, you're not, you know, like, oh, not juvenile, but like being, you know, like fresh and stuff. So it's a little bit of taking the piss out of myself, because I'm getting older, obviously. So, you know, but there's no like super special meaning. And Carl Gustav Jung is my favorite philosopher, and so maybe, you know, it's a mix of a few things. Yeah.
Maybe also the Kindish. Or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, can you tell me what Formerly is all about?
As well, it was an idea of Holmar, like Holmar Philipsen, the acid tourist, and he was a band member of Sackfucker. Then there was Anastasia from Blondish, and Kenny from Art Department, and me from M.A.N.D.Y, and we just and that's the reason why it's called Formally. We were all formally in a band, or in a bigger band, and so we just, you know, like get together every once in a while and listen to music, and then eventually play a gig. And the first gig, luckily, was in Central Park in New York for the Robert Hart crew. I mean, we take it serious, but it's not something that we pursue because it's so difficult to combine like 4 different people like from all over the place into one place. But we continue and we talk with each other, and it's a nice project, but it's not something that is doable every weekend or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine it's hard to coordinate schedules with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So The Beauty and the Beast is a pretty powerful project. So what are you trying to say with that duality?
I mean, everything in life is duality, you know, like so day, night, and I don't know, rain, sun, and so on. So that's our take in the nightlife as well, no? Like you have the good moments, and you have the really fucked up moments and dangerous moments even, and everything in life is about duality and then the acceptance of it. So like that was a little bit the project, or how we approach the project, and the sets as well, you know, like it can be like from really down tempo to really like even techno-ish stuff, and we love to play all-nighters as well. And the next gig is in Papaya Playa project in Tulum in 2 weeks, and so we do special gigs, special where we have a little bit of more time to explore and to take people on a journey. Even that sounds cliche, but like it's really important that not 1.5 hours only. That's we like the longer stuff, and then really to show that duality as well. Yeah.
To mix it up and not have the same.
Yeah, like not always the same BPMs, you know, like, and to show the whole spectrum.
I want to ask you, is there a memorable experience that you think about every time you close your eyes?
I mean, there's so many. That's the thing, you know, like that's you know, and of course this moment at the end of the night as well. Like it's a little cliche, but it's really true. Like where you see like it changed like 2 or 3 people. The same way I was changed when I started raving. You know, like, and you have this 1 or 2 moments, particular moments where you know, oh fuck, there's something that happened. You know, like so you have a better communication the next day. You're somehow lighter. You have better sex or whatever. You know, like it really did something with you. You know, so and to see that on people's face, you know, it's that's what I carry inside of me, like nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah, like this can make a difference in our lives and not just be.
Yeah. Art in general, no? Like it's not everyone is receptive to it, but like you see it does, and maybe this person then is nicer in his life, or like more open and spread it. Like, you know, it's like this this wheel, no, that keeps on spinning. Yeah.
So, are you working on any new music or projects that you can share with us?
Yeah, during the pandemic, I started like an album which is non-electronic. It's just weird pop electronic music. I have to finish it, and but it's nice. I really like the productions, and I don't say this very often, but I think it's a good one, and I don't know exactly how I'm gonna present it, you know, but it's gonna be out like hopefully like the first single this year, and then then I'll do like a best of Get Physical, and I did like a couple of remixes, and this is gonna come out like in May, and May until December, always a couple of releases, and this is lined up for the rest of the year. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about that new music, but can you tell me a little bit more about the direction that you feel you're going with that stuff?
You know, I understand the question like logically, but if you're like in the game, you don't think in these categories. You know, you just do whatever is just coming into your mind. You know, so it can be anything. I'm sorry not to be more specific, but it's
right. So it's a little different, but not something you can articulate.
No, exactly. It's, you know, like whatever I feel in that moment will come out, and I don't really think, oh, this must be now in the organic or in the house section or in this or that. You know, you just do it, and then other people label it. Yeah.
Okay. So finally, if you had to sum up your career in one word or phrase, what would it be?
Space Odyssey. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like you know, like maybe like the journey into the unknown, because like if you choose that career path, you know, it's like, it's unknown, you know, whatever, like the highs are higher, the lows are lower, you know, you're like just floating, you know. Yeah, yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about culture and scene. So how do you see the difference between the European scene and the Latin American scene today?
Mhm. I think now because of the internet and everything is kind of, you know, like the styles are kind of the same, and it's
Blended.
yeah. Of course, you know, you would say it's, people are a little less jaded here, you know, a little bit more euphoric. And I live in Costa Rica, and so there's this one club, Antique, you know, and if you go there, like the people are really, they're enthusiastic still, you know, they go there and they're really like, and it's not so much, I don't see so many drinks or drugs or something, but like it's they really just want to dance, and you know, like, so maybe, and you're, the European crowd is maybe because there's so many festivals, so many clubs, and they're a little bit maybe more jaded. That's but it's very tiny, the difference these days, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit cliche, but in Costa Rica they have a phrase "pura vida,"
Yeah,
like just
exactly.
enjoy life.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, maybe they need, you know, less drugs,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
less drinking to have a good time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of the whole algorithm culture in electronic music right now?
Like I said before, it's not, no artist is a friend of it, but it's to be accepted. You know, it's like there's no turning back the wheel. It's just what it is, and then you have to adapt as well a little bit. You know, like, and you still, there's still vinyl labels. You know, they don't give a fuck, and that's amazing. You know, like they. But if you play that game, then you need to adapt to that algorithm, which means you need a little bit more information of the song in the first 30 seconds. Otherwise, you know, like the people like skip, and yeah, it's like everything. You have, like, you accept it or you run away from it. You know, but like, and as a label owner, of course, you need to play the game because your artists, they, you know, you need to pay them, and like you need to pay your employees, and so till some extent you need to accept it.
Yeah, sink or swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you saying that if the introduction of the song goes on for too long, that people lose interest?
Yeah, then, you know, like it counts always the first 30 seconds. If they like, if, you know, like if the song is gonna be playlisted or like suggested like more for people. So, and if one song gets skipped like too many times, then it really, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What clubs, labels, or cities have surprised you lately?
What I was looking for the last two years was really like the special parties on the beach with no entrance, you know, like, because techno became as well like very exclusive, you know, with all the bottle service thing and like and a table service, and so I did it for a long time, and it's great. It finances a lot of the big DJs, and it's good for that. But I needed to find again like the little, you know, like to find the source on a more the democratic, yeah, where you have the locals as well dancing, you know, like, and so I was just looking for those kind of parties at the last couple of years, and found them in some random beaches, you know, and played with no announcement and whatever. Like, it was fun for me. That's at the moment more my path, or still, you know, like, you still have great promoters like Kabir, like with Picnic Electronic in Chile, or Chino in Peru with all his big parties. You know, there's still people I wanna work with because they still do a great production, great everything. But all the other stuff, it's getting like so big, and there's so much pressure, and you only can play like 1 hour, and you know, it's not so much what I am looking for at the moment, you know. But this, it's, I look more for the niche at the moment than like the big stuff.
Yeah, it seems like it would be rewarding to be accessible to the average person,
exactly.
you know, and the locals, and not just the people that are traveling there to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to sound too Buddha or whatever. It's just like, you know, it's a journey, and like that's what attracts me at the moment more than. And you know, if you're in the beginning of your career, of course, like you want to play Tomorrowland and all this, you know, and I totally get that. But I'm just in a different path in my life, you know? Yeah.
Speaking about life and philosophy, how do you take care of your mind and body in such a crazy industry?
I didn't do for a long time, but somehow I got out of it without too much damage. At least I hope. And But yeah, there was always a time, that it was even like on the peak of the career, and I did like a 2-year break of nothing, and which is difficult in this business, if you like don't drink, but I think I always, like, when it was getting too crazy, I always found like maybe a couple of months of a break. Or you like an Ayurvedic treatment or something that to neutralize a little. And nowadays I live in the mountains in Costa Rica. It's very easy to recoup from the weekends and the traveling.
Yeah, you mentioned that you've been slowing down a little bit lately, and that's been
But I mean, I'm still super excited about the music, like, and playing, but I don't need like this 3 gigs weekend stuff. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that sounds intense. So, besides your music, what is one thing that you'd like people to remember about you?
People don't have to remember me. I think, like, when you have your time on Earth, and then when it's gone, it's like playing a record. You play a record and then it's great, and then you play the next record and then you enjoy the next record. So I don't need to be remembered.
But you left your mark behind. You left.
Yeah, exactly. That's, and then if people, like, in 100 years listen to body language, then great for them. That's nice. Yeah. But it's not something I don't have that kind of ego that I need to be remembered for something. Not at all.
I like it. All right, so if you could go back in time, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Maybe not to play every weekend, like, to take times off to get inspired again. And, like, because once this machine is starting, like, and it's so exciting, there's so many new countries to see, so many new people to meet, but you lose your inspiration because you're always on the road, like, so that's maybe something I would have, I mean, I told myself that, but I forgot, I think. Yeah. But otherwise, no, he did a good job. Yeah, all good. I wouldn't tell him so much. He should make his own experience again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the world went silent for a moment and you could play one song for everyone to hear at once, what would it be?
Just one song from The Worth, like, it's like an indie band from the UK. Richard Ashcroft is the singer, and it's called Lucky Man. Yeah, that's it's a song about a guy, like, going through life with all the difficulties, but still at the end he's a lucky man, So that's what I would play eventually. Hey, ethnic listeners and watchers, thank you very much for having me. It's Philipp Jung from Get Physical Berlin and from Kindisch, and it was nice talking to you guys, and thank you again. See you soon.